So I was busy today and didn't really have time to record an actual hunt, but I've got a few requests to do a lodge tour, and that seems like something simple and quick that I could certainly do, and it's better than nothing. So hopefully you guys find this interesting. But that's what we're doing today. We're just gonna go through. I have 4 lodges, and we're gonna go check those out. I'll just These are my 4 lodges. I have my main lodge, my rares lodge, my secondary lodge, and my extra rares lodge. So we'll just start in my main lodge, and I'll see you guys when that's done loading in. Okay, here we are in the main lodge. We've got our gun case here with some nice firearms. And we come in and we're immediately greeted by our 596 reindeer here. We've got a nice Mallard, 598.895, 1.1 off of max score. We've got our 202 doll sheep. We have, I believe, 249 sandbar, 125 bison. And on this wall, we have a 172.55 banting. I believe this one finished second on the leaderboard last season. We have a 283 water buffalo that I'm actually gonna pose like that because that looks much better. We've got a nice big gadwall, 1381, and 87.666 red kangaroo. So that's a pretty good score. They max at 91. We've got our 9.4 bobcat. This one's also really nice. Now this is probably one of my favorite kills. The albino rusa stag. I only know of one other one. I believe Who Cares has shot one as well. And I don't think I've ever seen another one. This 26.8 grizzly bear. By far my biggest grizzly bear. Probably the only credible bear kill I have. My 226 moose. Now there's actually a pretty nice story behind this one. I actually left my e-collar like way up in the north of Hemmeldal. So I was just, the only purpose of the hunt was to go grab that e-collar. I come over a hill and I look down at the bottom and all I see is the giant rack of this thing. And I just smoked it with the 405. God knows why I had the 405 on me running around Hemmeldal, but it's fine. It worked out. We've got a 271 red deer and I'm actually going to do that with him. And yeah, that's my biggest red deer. I'm not all that lucky with red deer for some reason. I believe I was actually hunting Euro rabbits when this one came by. What else do we have here? We got my 397 Roosevelt. There was a period where basically I had this goal much similar to my albino water buffalo grind, where I just wanted a rare bull elk. And I had this route. I believe I ran it in one of my videos, but I had made this route for Roosevelt elk. And I ran that for like a month straight. And I did manage to get this bull. So this is my biggest bull to date. I still don't have a 400. So that kind of sucks, but he's a really nice bull. Now we've got my biggest whitetail I've ever shot, my 195. I actually was sitting in the tree stand doing homework when I shot this one. I believe I was sitting in the tree stand for 2 hours, and it was one of my good tree stands too, and all that came in was a doe and this buck. I think it was about 2 in the morning. Like I'm dead tired and I look down and I see a 190 to 215 estimate. And I just about shit. Like it was interesting. Now this isn't my biggest black bear, but it was my first 23. So I mounted it just to have him in the lodge, and I'm waiting for a little bit bigger 23 to update him. So that's where we're sitting. If you're familiar with me and my bear luck, it's just not that great. 3992 Magpie Goose, which is a very nice magpie. My 195.001 blacktail. I shot this one ages ago. This one, a buddy of mine set up his ground blind in the middle of the field, and we're all just chilling out. He's AFK in the ground blind with me. There's some other dude AFK laying behind the ground blind, and this thing just walks out into the field, and I just kind of blasted it. It was a good time. This is the only 195 blacktail I've shot. I have Well, I have loads of 190s. This is the only one that's broke 195. Now I have this massive Rocky Mountain elk that I got pretty much just out of a fluke. I had 15 minutes left, and I was gonna host one of my own maps with 15 minutes left before I had to go do whatever it was I had to do. But anyway, I joined, I believe it was Ard's map, Ardillamente. And anyway, I started at one of his tents, and I immediately ran into this herd of bulls. I believe there was 5 of them, and he was a real pain to get. I had to kill all 4 of his buddies before I got a shot at him, because all I had was a bow. But anyway, he was my seventh Rocky Mountain bull I'd ever killed. So I got lucky with that one. Now, this is my biggest roe deer. I actually shot him the same day I bought my 9.3, and I was just kind of testing it out, and I saw this thing like 300 meters down the river, and I just smoked him with it. So yeah, this is the best turkey I've ever shot, 69.6. I believe I shot 669s the week I shot this one. Or not 6, I shot 3. But yeah, 3 is still a lot in a week. That was lucky. Actually, I actually shot this one down by the lake on White Heart, and I shot him with the 17 from way up on that hill from the south of it. We've got my albino werewolf, which is, you know, they're not as rare as some people think. They were like maybe 1 in 50, but they're really neat. I like having them in the corner. My 229 mule deer, biggest one I've killed. I actually snagged it last minute in the Laura Francis recurve comp, and I earned myself first place. So that was kind of cool. We've got a 57 coyote, which I believe is my biggest. I've never shot any real big coyotes, but that's still a very nice coyote, worthy of the lodge. A 1572 black duck, another fine specimen. And I believe the last animal to look at in this lodge is our 10.9 Eurasian Lynx. He's just shy of that 11 mark that I would have really liked. But he is a nice gray, so I like him. He's cool. He's neat. He gets to stay. He's nice. So we'll move on to the rares lodge, is probably the next most interesting. Okay, and this is my rares lodge. So some of you may know that turkey was the rare that I was grinding for before the albino water buffalo. I had to kill 2,000 turkeys before I finally got this albino hen. So I was really happy with that. It took a long time. And I mentioned earlier my grind for rare bull elk, that route that I developed on Red Feather. I actually gave up on that and shot this one the day after I gave up on White Heart at the Golden Tree Stand. So that was ironic. And I believe this is the first Piebald Buck I ever shot. I shot this one in that field right beside the Golden Stand back when there used to be a good whitetail spawn up there. Not really sure whatever happened to that. This is one of my favorite kills from the Golden Tree Stand. I actually shot a half-decent buck, and then I just kind of saw in the corner of my eye this white thing running away. It took me probably about 45 minutes to track him back down, but I did get him, and I'm glad I did. He's a very nice animal. We've got another Piebald Buck. I've got another one over here, just a small one. This one's kind of cool though, because that 80 score range for whitetail, you don't see it very often. Usually when you see this rack, they're usually 8 points. Like if you look at this one, actually I think this one's a 6 point. But yeah, they're usually 8 points, and this one is a small 10, which is pretty neat. At least I think it's pretty neat. A 309 whitetail deer non-typical. I actually shot this one in a video. Navigating the North, I believe is what it was called. And I just kind of stumbled upon him. I believe my guess on him was only like 220, and he ended up being much bigger than that. Now this is my biggest non-typical. 315.5. I actually shot this one. So basically I played this game like years and years ago, but like I had a computer that couldn't really run it, so I took a break for like years, and then I came back when I actually had a decent computer. And it was the second day of that continuance that I discovered this guy. I was brand new to the game, didn't know anything about the game. So I'm walking down that path to the west of the bottom lodge on Red Feather, and I come around the turn on that path, and this thing is standing right in the middle of the path. And I just about shit myself because I had no idea that there was weird friggin' tree animals in the game. But yeah, I dropped him. And I'm glad I had the sense to tax him way back then. Because man, I would have been upset to miss out on a monster like this. We've got our albino snow goose. No, I really wish I'd recorded this one. I took a break from recording my rare acquired number 2 video and I went to hunt snow geese. And I shot a rare, but I wasn't recording, so that was kind of upsetting, but he's really cool. I'm glad they added the wings pose. Last time I showed this one off, there was no open wing pose. So now you can clearly see that his wings are all white. And he's pretty. I was gonna say he's pretty something, but he's just pretty. We already looked at the silver-tipped, right? If we didn't, this is a silver-tipped brown bear. He doesn't score very high, but he's kind of cool. I shot him off a bear barrel. We've got a black hybrid mallard. I'm pretty sure of all my, I believe I have more over here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have a picture of either of my black hybrids, because both of them got screwed over somehow. We're not gonna go into details on that. Hasek knows why, and someone else knows why, but it's fine. I got a picture of this one, my leucistic mallard. It's pretty nice. None of them score very high. I believe they were all females. But they're, I should probably be hunting ducks more to fill these. There's a lot of plaques in here for ducks. We've got my leucistic European rabbit. I domed this thing with the 22 air rifle, dude. It was sweet. I was just like sitting on this hill and I heard it come up behind me and I just whipped around and domed it. And then I realized it was like really shiny. And that was kind of neat. I believe, yeah, this silver-tipped fox was in a montage. I was hunting red deer and I spotted her. It was actually a female, a 25 female. And I spotted her way down the river and just toasted her with a 223. So that was cool. We've got another silver-tipped brown bear, a little bigger than the last one. We've got our piebald black-tailed deer. I was actually hunting turkeys when this thing came by. I believe I was still grinding for that thing right there. And I just kind of looked down and saw him. And they're gorgeous. The piebald black-tailed bucks, they're really nice if you ask me. Like they're really cool. They look really neat. I've got, I believe this is the first, okay, yeah, I would say that that's probably my first melanistic coyote. I don't remember, I have 2. But either way, both of them both scored 38. But both times they come trotting out from under the trees and I'm thinking it's the shadow making them look black. Both times that was not the case. And I was delighted that it wasn't. We've got my little setup of piebald Roosevelt's looking at the albino because I don't really have a whole lot of stuff for the big plaques. I'm trying to get all males in here, but they're good placeholders. I've got I actually, it was a day when I was like sick and didn't feel like going to school, so I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna clock out and just play the hunter all day. And it's the only albino buck I have, and I toasted him at one of my favorite tree stands. So that was cool. I shot this guy. I don't know if you guys are familiar, if I've called it the sunglasses like in my videos, but there's the one spot that I call the sunglasses like. And it's not one of my favorite mule deer spots, but for some reason it's the only spot where I've shot rare mule deer variations. Like the actual fur variants. I've shot non-typicals in other spots, but the actual albinos, piebalds, melanistics, they've all come from the same spot. Now this melanistic Roosevelt, for those of you who are familiar with my end screen, the picture of the recurve drawn, I went to Settlers, because people who know me, I don't like Settlers. Me and Settlers, we don't get along. So I went to Settlers so I wouldn't ruin a good spawn, because Settlers doesn't have good spawns. Screw Settlers. Nobody likes Settlers. But yeah, I went there, and I just merely to get that picture of the drawn recurve. And I get a below call. And I said to my buddy that I was in voice chat with at the time, if one of these is rare, I'm going to be genuinely upset. And sure enough, we had a melanistic in the group. And I I'm not necessarily upset, but I'm just kind of, it's like a feeling of disappointment that I shot it on settlers. But yeah, that's it for this lodge. We'll move over to the secondary lodge now. Okay, so this lodge is kind of where I throw things that I don't have, well, most of them are things I don't have room for, but a lot of them are things that get kicked out of my main lodge. Like this 282 water buffalo used to be in the main lodge, and then I got a bigger one. So he got downgraded to this one. We've got our 184 bighorn that I shot in the bighorn video a while back. We've got this 108 Sitka that I shot a while back, just kind of screwing around. Some buddies wanted to run White Rime. And I come over the cliff right by that south lodge, and he was just sitting there waiting for me. And that's my biggest Sitka. Now, I shot this pheasant, monster pheasant, during the pheasant weekend comp. I don't remember if you guys remember, but basically the objective was your scoring was your highest scoring air shot pheasant combined with your highest scoring ground shot pheasant. And thank God this was my air shot pheasant, because he took second on the leaderboard. And I shot him, it would have been the day before the reset, and he finished second on the leaderboard. So that was pretty cool. And he's a monster pheasant. And that took me first place in that competition with, I believe, a 28.7 ground bird and this 29.4 as my air bird. So I was in the lead by a little bit. Now this is my big snow goose. I shot this release day, I believe, or it was the day after. I shot it right away, and that's a nice bird. That's 13 points off max. At the time, he was top 5 on the leaderboard. Now I'm thinking he's probably top 20, maybe top 30. I haven't checked. We've got my 196 Rusa deer, which is really nice, but ultimately I'm really looking for that 200 Rusa, because that's where the money's at. That is the sweet trophy. But yeah, I've shot loads of 180 Rusas, and this is the only one I've shot over 190. I think I was actually hunting water buffalo when I shot this, and I saw it, and I saw the massive score estimate on it. And I'm pretty sure I dropped it at like 60 meters with the Parker. It's in one of the montages, I can't remember. Yeah. We've got another big sandbar that was once in the main lodge and got downgraded. This guy also got downgraded from the main lodge. 194. Very nice blacktail, but just not worthy of the main lodge. And for some reason I'm really lucky with gadwalls, so I've just got like a couple big gadwalls hanging around. And I missed this guy coming in. This one's a real sob story. So I'm looking down at this group of 4 bull elk, and they're all pathetic. And I hear something walking behind me. I turn around to see a Roosevelt elk with a score estimate of 390 to 435, and I'm just like ecstatic about that, because that's an insane score estimate. I thought for sure I had my 400 plus, and he somehow ended up scoring 1 point below what his minimum was for the score estimate. I only cried a little. I'm not even sure if I cried a little, but I was damn close. I was upset. It was, yeah. But he's still, I believe he had a 421 subtotal. Like his subtotal outdid that 397 by quite a bit. Like he's a good bull. He's a nice bull. But man, I wish he broke that 400 mark. Now, I don't know if we looked at this, but this is my 190, another 190. I believe I shot this one while I was doing a hog feeder run. I just kind of, or no, I believe I have another 190 near somewhere. Yeah, I think it was this one that I shot during the hog run. But anyway, I was just doing a hog run and looked over and saw a giant whitetail, so you know damn well I shot that. And now we're over here, so I might as well look at these things. So this wild boar I shot in my boar feeder fun. I just kind of showed up to my feeder. There weren't many hogs on it. He was one of them. Had a massive score estimate. I shot him with the 4570. He scored big. Yeah, that was basically it. I have another 172 Banteng. This one was also in the main lodge at one point, and is no longer in the main lodge because I shot one that was bigger by 0.4, I believe. But still an absolute huge Banteng. I believe this one finished like 5th on the leaderboard the season before last. So I finished top 5 for Banteng 2 seasons in a row. So that's a pretty big deal. I've got another 280 water buffalo in the same lodge. This one's just shy of 282. Another great one. I believe I won a competition with this one. It's also in a montage somewhere. This one's 167, another big bantang. Not as big as the other two, but also kicked out of the main lodge. I believe this guy also got kicked out of the main lodge. Yeah, 248. Also kicked out of the main lodge. Now this one didn't get kicked out of the main lodge. This one found a spot in here because the medium platforms in the main lodge were already full. Now this big 1979 Cottontail, like that's a really nice Cottontail. But anyway, this is my second best Cottontail, and I actually shot them in the same hunt, pretty close to each other, so that was pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that. I don't think we've looked at this wolf yet. So I shot this with a bow, just kind of hanging at a crossroads. I actually didn't know it was very big at the time. So I like back before I had a good computer, OBS used to like drop my frames. So I would only like start recording if I knew something was big. And I didn't know this one was big, so I didn't record it, and I was kind of upset about it because it is what it is, but at least he's in the lodge. He's not a huge wolf, but he's certainly worthy of the lodge, and he looks nice sitting there, so that's cool and all. And I don't even know when I shot this bison, but actually I believe I domed this one with a 454. I'm pretty sure it's in a montage somewhere. Pretty sure I was running around and just came over a hill to see this thing and just smoked him right in the face with the 454. He had it coming. He looked at me funny. Oh, I didn't even realize I had a mallard in here. Oh, nah, it's a decent mallard. Pretty nice. It's decorating the wall. It's doing what it's supposed to. Pretty sure I didn't look at this gadwall either. I've shot a lot of nice gadwalls. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these ones score the same. Not exactly the same, but pretty much the same. And I think that's it for this lodge. We'll head over to the final lodge, extra rares. And that one's the least full, so it'll be quick. Okay, here we are. Just yeah, not a whole lot in here. We got another Piebald Buck, because I hunt a lot of whitetails, so I have a lot of Piebald Bucks, and I like to mount all the rare males that I get just because they're neat. But anyway, we've got 269 whitetail. I shot this one also in that field up by the golden tree stand back when there was a good whitetail spawn up there. Those were the good old days. I don't know if you guys ever saw this buck. I recorded them and I meant to like put him in somewhere. I know he was in a montage, but I meant to like because I commentated over it, and I don't remember what I was going to do with it, but anyway, I thought he looked kind of cool. I wasn't even sure he was non-typical at first because he kind of looks like, from straight on, he kind of looks odd. He kind of has that typical shape, and then like the claws in the front are what kind of look weird. So I mounted him because he looked really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a style like that, so yeah. My 260 Mule Deer, this was my first Mule Deer non-typical. So he caught them out. He was in, I think, my first montage that I ever made featured this guy. So that was kind of cool. We've got our Albino Corner over here. I shot this one at the same tree stand that I shot my biggest whitetail. Nice little albino coyote. It's a really good coyote spot. I might actually do that spot tomorrow for the Terrific Tree Stand series. Or I'll go to Hemmeldal. I haven't decided yet. We've also got my albino Magpie Goose. This one, I was actually just about to hop off. Like, I'd pressed escape. I was about ready to click quit menu. Or quit game. Quit game, that's the word I'm looking for. But, just before I clicked it, you know that noise they make when they break? I heard that, and I went back into the game to shoot the beast that broke, because, you know, free money. And the only one that broke was this pure white, glowing albino Magpie Goose. And I really wanted the melanistic, so I was kind of upset that the first rare was an albino, but I mean, it's gorgeous, I didn't care. A rare Magpie Goose is a rare Magpie Goose, like, look at that thing. It's really nice. And it was a pretty average male to boot, so that was nice. He looks really nice, I'm not complaining. We've got my pretty good light gray leucistic Canada Goose. I was actually pheasant hunting, and I just happened to be walking by my goose blind, and I spotted it on the ground. So I stalked up to it, and then I just ran at them with a 17 and shot it out of the air because I don't do ground shots. That's not how I roll. My absolutely pathetic piebald roe deer buck. like just 36. Yeah, he's tiny. Shot him running the river of Val de Bois. I believe that was during the Red Deer Forum comp. And I was looking for my rare bonus, and I didn't get it. I got him instead. But it's fine. He's fine. He's cool. We've got a 289 and a 271 non-typicals. They're just big non-typicals. They're just here to look cool. They're symmetrical on the wall, kind of looking down at you from either way. They're cool. I like them. They're cool. And we kind of walked by you at the start. This one, I was actually grinding for a silver-tip fox because, let's be real, they look really good. And I had this fox running at me, and it ran into this bush, and I think I had a shotgun on me, and I just kind of fired into the friggin' bush because I'm like, die. And then like I picked it up and saw silver-tipped, and just like I had no idea it was a silver-tipped until I saw it on the harvest page. So that was pretty cool. I liked that. That was nice. But anyway, that's it for our lodge tours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know it was kind of just me walking around talking about animals, but I don't know, maybe you guys enjoy that. I had fun reliving some of the memories from shooting all these things. I'm surprised I remember all the situations, to be honest, but it was fun. I'm actually glad I did this. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next episode of something. That's not how I usually end episodes, or videos, but that's how we're ending this one. Good. Bye.